All right, friends, this is the Polk Signa S3 soundbar. Let's get right to it. The S3 is a 2.1 channel soundbar, which means it is stereo plus a subwoofer. The biggest difference with the new S3 is that it does feature Chromecast built in, and you can connect it to your home Wi-Fi, which means you can listen to music without dropouts, which is really cool. It's stylish, and it is only 2.1 inches tall, so even with this 65-inch TV behind it on a desk, it is still short enough to not block the sensors. For comparison, the Bose Solo soundbars are about 2.6 inches high, so your TV must sit a little higher if you're not going to mount it. The subwoofer is so easy to set up. All you have to do is plug it in, and it will get you just below 50 Hertz functionally, which is good for music and decent enough for most people when it comes to movies and TV, although obviously not cinema quality. Back to the 35-inch soundbar itself. It is plastic construction but feels very durable and is composed of two 1-inch tweeters for the high end and two 4.4-inch oval mid-range woofers, which is pretty common in soundbars of this price range. Again, I will say it sounds really good with music and is a huge improvement for movies and TV over the speakers that come with your TV, although not a true surround sound substitute. Switching to the back of the unit, you have your hanging brackets and your three inputs right there. That is your optical, HDMI Arc, and your auxiliary, as well as you can see your standard power input also. This thing, for most people, will probably just sit on a TV stand, but you can easily mount it, and it does come with some mounting brackets for you. There's your reset button. Let's talk more about those inputs over here in just a second. Now, of course, everything is in the box ready to rock and roll, so all you have to do is get your power cords out and plug them in, and everything is instantly ready to be hooked up to your TV and start sounding awesome. Very little effort, very simple. Now, here are your inputs, and while optical audio does sound good, it is not as versatile, there's the optical audio cord, as using your HDMI Arc. HDMI Arc is the obvious preferred way to set this up. You would take your HDMI Arc output from your TV and connect it directly to your soundbar. That will allow you to, number one, decode more things like Dolby, and also it is going to be easier to run all your sound through that while also powering the soundbar with the television itself. Word to the wise though, this thing does come with a 5-foot HDMI cable, which may be fine for most people, but in this particular case, while setting it up and having to route all the way around to the other side of the television, we ran out of real estate. Luckily, we had an extra HDMI cord sitting around, so the problem was solved. Now, the S3 will automatically work with most Samsung, LG, Vizio, TCL, and Sony TV remote controls, but it also does come with its own remote as well. As you can see, it has just your basic functions, including your movie, nighttime, and music modes, as well as voice assist and your bass and volume controls. Once you have the system easily set up, you can start listening right away. And what you'll want to do is probably play around with the little DSP modes on that remote control. There's only going to be some basic LED light functions which are thoroughly explained in the manual on the front of your soundbar, so there's not a lot of display up there. The movie mode does work well to kind of bring out a little more sound and punchiness in the movies, including dialogue. Night mode will reduce your bass, giving your neighbors a little bit of a break at night. And the music mode really does sound great. If you're wanting to listen to music, you're choosing the right soundbar. This Polk system really sounds good with music, as you'd expect Polk to do. It does decode Dolby 5.1, but remember, it's only decoding it. It's not really going to separate it into a 5.1 mix, so don't expect too much out of what you're getting. But for what you're getting, it actually sounds really clear. I like it quite a bit.
Are clear, Lord Vader.
They are clear, my master.
His compassion for you will be his undoing. He will come to you, and then you will bring him before me.
As you wish.
Then you must go to the Centauri moon and wait for him.
He will come to me.
I hope she's all right.
There's 2 more wrecked speeders back there.
Chewie, wake up!
So the speakers that come with your TV are almost always terrible. And this is where your basic soundbars come in so much handy. And it's such a crowded market in that $150 to $250 range. But if you just bought yourself a brand new TV like this 65-inch LG CX OLED that I am currently taking the film off right there, then you owe it to yourself to get some sort of a soundbar if you're not quite ready for a Sennheiser Ambio. I totally get it. These are some great entry-level soundbars, and this thing sounds really good. I'm not even going to say it's the best in this class, but it's certainly a worthy contender. So I've been a Polk fan for a while now, and it's just, to me, comes down to the overall reliability that these speakers have proven to me over the years. And also, if you're like me and you're not just getting this, any sort of a home theater system, whether it's 5.1 or soundbar for movies, but also for music, Polk is definitely a great way to go. So that's my quick review on the S3.
This is the Polk Sigma. Is it Signa? Signa. Polk Sigma. I said Sigma. Signa. Okay.
You said I was a director.
It's true. I take it all back.
Scorsese.